Hello. Welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your 12 political questions at 12 noon or soon after as I can get on. It's a lot to do this every day with all the stuff. And I do try. I start hours ahead of time. I really do. You wouldn't think it, but I do. I'm here 365 days of the year. And 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. And to leave a question, just put the question in the chat before I come on. And then during the live stream, anything in all caps is how you communicate with me. Other than that, please just type normally. Because people have whole conversations and are really helpful and kind to each other. We have a great community because of you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Goodness gracious, I think I've got 17 questions. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Liz. And Sherry, I'm so sorry to hear that you are quarantined, you poor thing. Oh dear. Oh, geez. You know what? I'm kind of in the mood for the golden art. Is our golden art nouveau? I think it is beneath. Okay. Yeah. All right. In the chat, Kristen was just saying that the new head of CNN is saying they need to cut back on calling everything breaking news. That would help. That really would. It's a little obnoxious. All of them are. It's like, if you've got breaking news, make it big. So, oh, Sherry H., happy early birthday. Happy birthday. And Kate, thank you. All right. Ian McGrath said Wolf Blitzer would have breaking news if someone had an ingrown toenail. I can hear in my mind him saying breaking news. Wolf Blitzer saying breaking news. All right. Alexander Bellino, it is stuff. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start on... You're going to learn something today, I imagine. You may already know this, but probably not. But you're going to learn something brand new. Little bit of trivia for your mind. You can tuck away, because there are these things called mnemonic devices. For those of you who don't know, a mnemonic device is it's a trick for your memory, to help you remember something. It can be anything from like Roy G. Biv for the colors of the rainbow to, there are all these different things that we use. Well, from now on, I will know the name of the man who created the Petri dish. And I have Marjorie Trader Green to thank for it. As you know, Marjorie Trader Green said the other day, instead of Petri dish, she said peach tree dish. Have you guys heard this yet? I could try to find it, but if you haven't seen the video, but yes, not a Petri dish, because she was blaming Bill Gates, saying he wants us eating meat out of a peach tree dish. So, it turns out Petri dishes are named after a man named Julius Petri. And my brain said, oh, so it's a Peach Julius. Those of you who grew up with Orange Julius down in the local malls. So forevermore, I'm going to remember that the Petri dish was created by a man named Julius Petri, because it's a Peach Julius. Thank you, Marjorie Trader Green. I wouldn't have made that connection at all. And now I'll never forget. Julius Peach, yes. And it says, I like peaches, though. Oh, I think we all like peaches. But anyway, so my question that went along with that is, oh, good. I made some people chuckle. Good. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene, is she really that willfully ignorant? Really? That it's the gazpacho police and the Peachtree dish? I don't think she's making it up. I'm just, is she really that willfully ignorant? Because it'd be too easy to say, oh, she's stupid. No, she's not stupid. It's what she's chosen to do with her time, with her learning. She's raised children. Matter of fact, she didn't teach her son to cover his mouth when he yawns. He stood behind her during a speech and was just yawning the whole time. I'd show you what he was doing, but I was raised better than that. So, is she that willfully ignorant? And more importantly, is it ever going to matter? Is it ever going to matter that, excuse me, ladies, gentlemen, and gentle thems, and gender rebels, your representative is doing everything she can to look dumb as a post and cruel as the winter. Is it ever going to matter? Just 3 cards. Kelly, I agree. Who elects someone like her? I don't. That's the thing about, the French. We all have our issues with the French. We love things about the French. We just, and every country in the world. But at least the French have a thing where they generally, it's even like, they'll even tell you, they like to, the person in charge, to be smarter than they are, to know more than they know. Can we do that, please? I mean, I know we're a Cancerian, then again, so are they. But they've got other stuff in their chart in different places. It's a thief. And look at the look on that little character's face. And she's mean. Gary Atkins says, nope, most of Georgia 14 is magenta. Yeah. Cindy Lou says, if she's hard of hearing or dyslexic, she should probably have somebody checking her speeches for her. Kate's here. Hello, Kate. Scary thought. Maybe MTG is smarter than the people voting for her. Oh my gosh, I hadn't thought of that. 4 of Swords, full judgment. Oh, is it ever going to matter? I don't know. I don't think so. But she's walking into trouble. Oh boy, she tried to do some awful, awful stuff, and it's been quiet. So she's just been going about her merry way. But judgment is coming for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Please. Please. We're asking really nicely. I mean, there's talk that she's going to, she's going to feature in the January 6th Select Committee hearings. So, speaking of which, has anybody heard? The Guardian came out and said that there were 6, here, just to make it clear. I made the graphic. We may as well use it. There we go. The Guardian came out and said this was going to be the schedule right here, and that there were going to be 6 hearings, and these were going to be the dates. But everyone from Anderson Cooper to everybody else who's like, high up in the news is saying they're going to be 8, which is what the committee was saying originally. But the committee says they're not going to release the schedule until this week or next. Next week? You're supposed to be starting next week. So I still don't know what the schedule is. When it happens, I am all over it. As I've said before, the political tarot thing is not a bandwagon I jumped on. Political junkie right here. First thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I reach over, I turn off my alarm, which is a really nice piece of jazz that's on the this app I use. And I start going through the news before I even do anything else. So I want to know what's going on. Ding. So I don't know. I don't even know if they're starting on the 9th. Stephanie Martin, how can we plan our viewing without a schedule? How can the broadcast stations sort things out for their own programming without a schedule? So, true, Jennifer Johnson, they are being considerate to our political junkie planning. Exactly. But Gary Atkins says Monday's the 6th, for crying out loud. Yeah. And it's important. Look, I'm not saying, oh, how dare they? They're trying to save our democracy, and I'm all for that. But it's still, could you give us a hint? And not something the Guardian is saying, which may or may not be true or partially true or whatever. Could you just give it the first day? Could you just pick one day, something? And the way the schedule is set up right now, it's not going to be in successive days. It's going to be here, then a few days, another one, a few days, another one, a few days, another one more the next day, and then a few days, like the next Tuesday or something, like a Thursday and then the next Tuesday. It's like, really? So I am puzzled. But I'm going to jump into some January 6th and Trump news here in just a moment. I do want to share, I created a cover for whenever the Supreme Court decision comes down. 132. So I just put yesterday's date on it because that's when I worked on it. But I can share that, and I can share hang on one second, and then I'll get back to the questions. Open file location. And (2021) your PNG. And because I made covers for the hearings as well, I just have to change the dates on those. And then I made covers for my mini vacation. I'll be with you in just 1 second. I'm sorry about this. I thought I had it easily sorted out, but apparently I don't. All right. I'm about to give up. The folder is empty. All right. I did what I could. I don't have it. All right. Today's the cover you saw earlier today. There is a GIF version, gently waving. I'll put it up on social media this afternoon. It's very relaxing. So I wanted to share it with you, but I can't find it suddenly. I will share before we jump right back in. When the Supreme Court cruelty, awfulness comes down, I am going to, unless I'm already on, I've got this, and I've got a live stream set up, so I'll be able to jump on. That's not yesterday. I'm not gonna use that date. But anyway, so if you see that cover, you'll know what's going on. All right. And now back to the questions. 1530. Oh, the far right. They're so unhappy these days. Sussman was acquitted. And Michael Flynn's identity was not improperly revealed by Obama officials, a secret DOJ report has found. C'est la vie. Oh, thank you, Kay. All right. So it's on the right. I don't care about Flynn himself. On the right is it just going to be is it just loss, just losing court battles, losing as far as the eye can see? Let's see here. Just a quick look. Sherry H says Junior's having a meltdown over it. Says the DOJ is bought and paid for by the Dems. Please. Yeah, I saw that. Oh my gosh. He can't. Both he and his father, their keywords. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. Sorry, I problem with doing this live. I had to make sure Alfie was okay. He's okay, and he's made Boo Boo nervous. He's going to go check on his brother. Believe it or not, they never get along. But if one is hurting or upset, the other one comes running. Maybe it's just anyway. At 1830. GOP losses as far as the eye can see. And my description's too long. Oh, Mercury retrograde, I will not miss you. I will not miss you at all. And goodness, there isn't much I can get rid of. There's so much written in here. All right, I'll get rid of this. Hopefully that'll give me enough space to timestamp. Wow. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kristen, for the headline. But just in, former Attorney General William Barr is meeting right now with the January 6th Select Committee. Yeah, but he's been saying all kinds of stupid things. He's not acting in good faith, not from what he's been saying in public. But Renfield is back. Trump gave him an old girdle, so now Renfield is a free dark elf, but yeah, he's still awful. Never underestimate how awful Bill Barr is. No. He's not reformed. He's not. No. Nil point. If you're expecting him to be reasonable and stand up about Trump. But anyway, GOP losses as far as the eye can see. Well, they think they can do whatever they want. Not really surprising. Eight of Swords, Chariot, World. This feels like they are going to run full tilt into the brick wall that is the January 6th Select Committee hearings. Again, it seems too good to be true to me. After all this time for something, but I just keep getting big major arcana cards. These guys, the laws, the truth, hemming these guys in finally, and big showy hearings, and that's the end of how things have been done. And that's that. Nice, I'll take it. All right, Judith had a question. So we're at 21 and a bit. So I'll just put 21:15 in here. And Juliet is, Julie? I'm not, okay, I was going to say Judith. Fani Willis, the AG in Georgia, is heading the investigation into Trump's tampering in the 2020 election. Will her off the AG, will it be the legal entity to convict Trump? Well, there was some stuff in the news this morning about that. There was a big long Vanity Fair article this morning that was looking at all these different things about what's going on in Trump world, and that one's a kicker. Because one of the things that she has to prove is Trump's intent. But because he was asking for something so specific, meaning 11,781 votes or whatever it was, because he was asking for something so specific, he said, you need to find me this because we won the state. And that's on tape. We've heard it. So you can't say, oh, he's just concerned about elections. And no, he wants the win. And he implied that there could be legal repercussions, or there could be something. It's like, really? Queen of Cups. She is all over it. Of course, to her, to him and his ilk, she's a Democrat, of course. It's all political. There are things called laws. King of Cups, Six of Swords, Six of Cups. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. King of Cups, Six of Swords, Six of Cups. This is we're not playing. You tried to overturn Biden's election. This is, you've had your people, they were calling all over the country. Lindsey Graham was doing it. Wasn't Bill Barr doing it? And this is, we're going to take care of this, and we're going to send some people to jail. It's illegal. This is a card of going to prison, and then we're going to get back on with our lives. So it's saying that there will be something, but I don't know that it's specifically Trump himself. I would think so. You'll have him on tape. Never again. Joanne S. says, my cousin who lives in Puerto Rico just beat breast cancer. God is good. Yes, that is excellent news. I am so glad to hear that. Six. It's the 8, isn't it? Yes, it is the 8. I've worn down the card. It's like, that's not the 6 of Pentacles. That's the 8 of Pentacles. I guess I need new cards at some point here. They worked. They really worked. 10 of Pentacles, the dynasty. But this is a partnership. This is the people who are willing to stand up to all the pressure, because this was the Trump dynasty and his ilk raining pressure down. And right in the center, you have no, because what a lot of this comes down to is simply people, even if they're in a position of power, but they're still people. And it's every person doing their part to stand up for democracy. It's that simple. It is that liberal democracy, this partnership with liberal democracy. Just as a person in little decisions and big decisions. And these would-be autocrats can go whistle. All right. 2615. Will Jamie Raskin feel some peace after the January 6th hearings? Oh, will he get a pat on the back from his son who passed? He's already gotten that, But will he find some peace? Will he feel some peace after the January 6th hearings? God bless you, Jamie Raskin. And all your family, both here and on the other side. Okay, that's interesting. What flipped over? Okay, that flipped over. Jamie Raskin. Reading on someone like Jamie Raskin is just, it's unusual. I am not used to reading on politicians. Politicians don't usually get in the news for being wonderful, for doing their jobs well, for being kind. And this camera really just is not happy. It keeps trying to focus and refocus and Lily, says he's a good guy, he deserves it. Yes. Jamie Raskin. Right now he's nervous, actually. He's concerned that they won't be able to make the argument well enough. They won't be able to lay out the information well enough. He's really concerned that something has to be done or we will lose our democracy. And anybody out there who's worried about that, don't be, because we're not going to let it go. We fight for democracy. That's what we do. That's just what we do. It'll be okay. I've never picked up on us losing our democracy, but there's a lot of pressure on everybody on the committee, how well they're laying things out. Is it going to convince people? Is it going to wake people up? I think is probably more accurate. But is Jamie Raskin going to have some peace after this? Four of Pentacles. Once he takes away all of these talking points and all this garbage the right is doing and leaves them with barely anything to hold on to of all of these lies, this house of cards they built, breaking that down, that would make him feel better. Hello, Carol Lynn from sunny Maine. Oh, beautiful. Here's my rack. All right, Jamie Raskin. He's stressed, but my gosh, just the underlying energy. It's like breathing fresh air. Oh. It's like reading on Katie Porter. It's just nice. Ace of Swords. It's the truth. 9 of Wands. 5 of Swords. He's also angry at these jerks. 5 of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. He just wants to come with the truth and leave the far right feeling beaten up by the truth. Like, no, you can't lie about that. No, you can't. You can't spin that. No. Mm-mm. You tried to spit in the face of democracy. You spit in the face of this country. And he will leave them. He wants to leave them just bereft and all the legal swords to fall on them. Metaphorical. He's going to be okay. He'll have also more time to grieve. He'll have more time to, because grieving something like that, it isn't like, oh, after the first year everything's fine, or it takes years. But he's loved. I can feel love around him. People care about him. People like him. There's something to be said about when people think about you, they send little tiny packets of energy at you. That's why it can be so hard for people who are extremely famous, because they've got all these packets of energy coming at them all the time. And if that's negative, it's pretty brutal. But if it's positive, it's gorgeous. Like Dolly Parton, you read on Dolly Parton, it's like the sun has has come down, not fallen. It's just the sun has just kind of stepped down from the sky, because she's a sweetheart, and she has nothing to prove, so she's just all heart, and people are sending such good energy at her. So be nice to people, which I don't need to tell you guys, you are. All right. 3230. Okay, there was on CNN, Anderson Cooper was interviewing, does it say here who he was? Yes. I think his name is Denver Riggleman. He was a former GOP member. He's former GOP. And but he was called in. He was in government. He's not anymore. But he was called in because he was in the military, trained in intelligence, information gathering, organizing, that kind of thing, and he knows a lot. And then his job and what have you. If you look up Denver Riggleman, you can see he's got a resume. It's impressive. So he started going through like Mark Meadows text messages that Mark Meadows turned over, but also other information that the committee's been gathering. The quote here is, "My bemusement turned to horror." So he was thinking, it'll be text messages from people. It'll be, people don't put that much crazy stuff, and mostly they text each other stupid things, and So he spoke with Anderson Cooper about Mark Meadows' text messages. It says here, having described the absolutely ridiculous and fantastical things that GOP members of Congress have been sending to each other, what are we in for when things are released during the hearings? Are some members, hello sweetheart, going to be revealed to be way off the rails even more than we know? Although that would be hard with Mo Brooks. He's so far out there. Oh, dear great Gussie. So is this going to reveal? Are the hearings going to reveal? Because the next question is that Riggleman went on to discuss what actually Sarah decided to call the Unholy Trinity. It's basically, there were people associated with all three branches of government who were part of the text chats freely discussing insurrection. That's scary. That's where your checks and balances. if you have corruption in all three branches of government like that, hello, sweetie. B. Gray says, I've been so discouraged this week. I'm 72 and my patience with not seeing needed change that I've known for decades was needed is disappointing. I understand, but I do think, oh, you big yawn. I do think there's big stuff coming this month. I do. So, and certainly toward the end of July, Trump's chart turns back into the ugliest pumpkin you've ever seen, or one of them. Anyway, astrologically, it's not good. You okay? I need to do the reading, sweetheart. Yes. So, are some members going to be revealed to be further off the rails than we realize? Lisa Graham says, should the House replace their sergeant at arms with men in white coats armed with Thorazine? That could be. Hi. You gonna go lie down now? Yes. Fools. These people, they moved some of their stuff onto Signal. And because of that, there is some stuff we'll never be able to see. It's because it's encrypted. It's an encrypted communications app. But it turns out some of the people on those group chats was apparently screen capturing some stuff. And the January 6th committee handed it over. Unfortunately, not all of it, not enough, not as much as we would like, but oh boy. Oh yeah, it's totally safe. Screen capture, screen capture, screen capture. Their own words, their own messages, their own actions are some of the people who are involved in the insurrection, who are government, the big names. Will they be found to be farther off the rails than we even think? They are drowning in proof. The committee's drowning in proof of how lunacy, howling at the moon. I mean, the basis of the word lunacy is luna. It's about the way the moon would, at the full moon, they say things get crazier at the ERs and things like that, because we're made of water. And just like this, the tides are doing this at a full moon, things can be changing in us just enough that. So anyway, it's called lunacy. And there's a justice card. So this is proof of lunacy. And you're going to be facing justice. Bye. Oh, and they are awful. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. These people are awful. Okay, hang on. Judith, I could look at that tomorrow if you throw it in the chat before I go on. I'd appreciate it. 39 and a bit is that second related question. Let's say 39:15. Riggleman went on to discuss the Unholy Trinity, and that's what Sarah called it, which I thought was very accurate. My friend Sarah. So that's what I'm going to start calling it, the Unholy Trinity, which is basically because of like Ginny Thomas and all these different people, you had members of all three branches of government who were involved in apparently plotting an insurrection. But that's kind of scary. People associated with all three branches of government were part of text chats freely discussing insurrection and how to make it work. When evidence is dropped and the dust clears, will the DOJ press charges? There's also a question about the possible impeachment of Thomas, but let's just start with, will the DOJ press charges against these insurrectionists who were high up in the government? Janelle, I love that. Have fun storming the castle, idiots. Yes. DOJ. They already have information. They've been getting information from the select committee hearing. Select committee. I'm so used to saying it now. January 6th select committee. DOJ's already been gathering information from them. And there's a lot of it. There's so much evidence against these idiots. What a maroon. What an ultra maroon. I mean, seriously, these people are. They're so full of themselves. It's like crime. See, the way I was raised, criming isn't a word. But, you know, after this, it might need to be. Because it's staggering. 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. King of Wands. Guess who? 7 of Cups. Well, this is a card of charity or giving a little. And that's that, but it's usually Republicans are the Pentacles. This is the Thief card. So this was trying to steal the election. Queen of Pentacles. So this is a group of Republicans high up. And then we have the King of Wands. That's Trump. And the lies. The big lie. The big lie. So I'm not seeing a justice card in the middle of this, but let's have a look. I also need to send a very quick text message. Really? Yes, I'm working, but I'm going to take a moment to do this. Ding, ding. The refrigerator door is open, period. Just letting you know, period. Okay. That's that noise. Okay. Unholy Trinity, will they press charges? Ace of Pentacles. That's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, it can be a huge amount of money. It can be a huge material thing, or it can just be on the right. It's a lot. Right underneath this card for the reading is the Tower, but let's see what these cards have to say. Okay, the Tower and the King of Pentacles and the Justice card. I got this yesterday too, where I go to read on something and I've got the card for the reading, but then the energy goes off to the side, but it drills down and it looks really bad. It looks really bad for the Republicans. So I wonder if it will look like we're going off the rail, or we're going into new territory, or we're going off to the side. And we're like, what? And then this is revealed, and it's like, oh my gosh. All right, but what's on the main road here? 4 of Pentacles. They don't have a leg to stand on. The committee members are coming after them, and lunacy. The committee members are coming after their lunacy. Okay, so it's not going to be as straightforward. It's not going to be, here are the hearings. then what? You handing things over to the DOJ? Maybe the DOJ is already doing this work. So we're like, well, we need to go here, and suddenly it's like off to the side. Woof. Whoa. That's what the cards are kind of saying. So Republican Candle says, I'm crying. Oh, sweetheart, why are you crying? Oh, why are you crying? Big hug. Andrew D says, I'm proud to say I'm no longer a Republican. Well, it's a shame you had to leave. I mean, really. You know, everybody here, if you don't know I'm a Democrat by now, if you don't know this is a blue channel, surprise. But, I mean, what I have down here are buttons that say vote. They don't say vote one way or the other. They say vote. I don't hate Republicans. I don't. So anyway. Electra Storm, hey, did you know about this? Just a reminder that Amazon is not a library. When you read and return a book, it costs the author. Andrew D, the Republicans left me. I understand that. Okay. I don't know what that's. I'm currently listening to the audiobook of the Rick Springfield biography. I had no idea the level of depression and S-word ideation that man is dealing with on a daily basis and has been forever. Wow. Very brave. Very brave. He's helped a lot of people. But goodness. It's going to be bad for those on the right. Okay. I've been waiting for this question. Okay. Am I really going to have to leave to go downstairs to try to fix that? Okay. Sherry H says, I'm listening to Randy Rainbow's book. It's hilarious. Oh, I forgot he has a book. I'll have to read that next. Michelle says, oh, I read Audible this last year. Yes, very good. Did you read that book? Electrostorm, they charge the author when you send a digital book back for a refund on Amazon. I don't know what this is referring to. I'm sorry. And I publish things on Amazon, so I'm not guilty of that. So I'm sorry, I am lost. Linda Sue, I used to have to come up from the basement to tell Mom her oven was beeping. Yeah. I can't wait another hour. I'm so sorry. The question I'm going to read when I come back, because of New York, AG, not Fani Willis, Letitia James. There is something in New York State, where it's the death penalty for a corporation. Is Trump.org about to get the death penalty of the corporate variety? And I shall read that in just one moment. I'm so sorry. Jeez. Sorry. Gary Atkins, I saw Rick Springfield do a remake of Jesse's Girl. It was fantastic, from his living room. Eileen says if indicted, they're supposed to step away from any committee membership. Well, This morning when I was listening to Ari Melber interview Samantha Bee, what was she? Okay. Very scattered. Me. Supposed to step away from any committee membership. What was she saying? It'll come to me. Andrew D. Mercury retrograde always leaves with a fight. Yes. Janelle, he was my soap opera crush. Oh, this new attractive man. Sorry. Itch on my eye. Okay. So at 51, I'm all over the map today. At 51 is Trump.org going to get the corporate variety of the death penalty. Basically, griftco, no more. I also didn't know, do you guys remember how Sniffy Sr., Sniffy Jr., the Princess and Forgettable, they all were banned from the Trump charity was dissolved, and then they were banned from being on the board of any kind of charity for 10 years. I didn't know they also had to go to school. They actually had to legally go to classes on how charities have to be run. This is how this works. So someday, if you're on one again, you'll know. Oh, goodness. Michelle Sutherland downloaded that one. Now I'm in the Groove by John Taylor. Duran Duran, John Taylor? Wow. We're just go 80s. All right, 50, make this 52. Trump.org. Did they go? I believe so. It didn't say they didn't, and they would have been in legal trouble if they hadn't. But yeah, would have paid money to see that. Knight of Pentacles, Trump.org. Oh yeah, business. You know, can I just point out that as a female small business owner, granted, I don't make huge amounts of money at all. As a matter of fact, someone had been asking about becoming my assistant, and I can't afford to have an assistant, to be honest. Okay. That said, I am a business owner. I do have a business. I pay taxes for my business. I go through all the paperwork. I have to keep the company in good standing with the state. All this stuff. And you know what? I have not received a single subpoena. Not one. There's no prosecutor who is saying I'm doing anything wrong. Seriously. You can have a business, even a small one, but you can have a business with nobody coming after me because I'm not breaking any laws. IRS has no problem with me. Seriously, not one. If I get audited, it'll make me nervous because I was raised Catholic. I have a deep and abiding fear of authority, but they're not going to find anything illegal. Strength card. A magician card. When I say I give 10% of my gross income, so not after expenses, my gross income from everything black and orange, defeating America, defeatingamerica.org. Not kidding. I can prove it. Queen of Cups. King of Cups. Ace of Swords. The Sword of Damocles is what that feels like. Okay, Major Arcana. Strength. Standing up. This is scrutiny by, well, he calls, of course, the Trumps Sorry. Kathy N saying, if the IRS isn't after you, are you even businessing? Joanne, and pay your furry employees the best employees ever. Yeah, but they work for peanut butter. Anyway, this is actual. Of course, the Trumps are saying anybody who comes against them is a Democrat. So that's what I get. But this is like real. I'm getting a mental image of like Shark Tank, where I'm not saying it's those specific people, but this idea of business people who know what they're doing and can look things over. And this is a sort of Damocles that cut the Gordian knot. The business, big thing. Best way to get rid of it, just cut straight through it. Miss Cat M, thank you so much. Proud to support your business and fur family. Thank you. So, yeah. This is scrutiny. This is like real people who are in real estate, who have experience, who are able to look at these things with some expertise and say, no. Okay, look, there might be a little fudging here or there in real estate, but this is just obnoxious and gross. We could have told them that. Okay. So we're moving on to some Ukraine-Russia news at 57 minutes in. 57. Republicans, I just completely skipped the, put this up here. I skipped the Ukraine question. All right, let's put this here. Running slow. Anne, thank you. Oh gosh, thank you. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Okay. So at 57:40, a classified U.S. report says Putin seems to have reemerged after undergoing treatment in April for advanced cancer, and also confirms that there was an assassination attempt on Putin's life in March. How close was Putin to death? Okay, we're reading Putin's energy, and we're also going to have death's energy. How far away were you two from each other? I'll do the reading from back here. Okay, no worries. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. So how close were Putin and death? Knight of Wands. Okay, Putin shirtless on his horse. Ew. Yeah, exactly, Al. Hazmat suit time. All right, they kept it secret. The High Priestess, Judgment. I got 3 major arcana, but none of them are death. I got Empress. I got no. He he actually was okay. Secrets. He kept things secrets. This is Judgment, and this can be a country like Russia. Yeah, I'm not getting death, but I'm getting 3 major arcana. So let's just say that man's life is a nexus of forces in the universe. But no, he's still very sick, though. Okay. Alexander says, now we know why possible death kept showing up. That might actually be in the future. but I hear what you're saying. Ooh. Okay. 1 hour and a bit. All right, moving on to U.S. news. USA 15. So, news. Republicans held a secret meeting in May, with right-wing think tanks to plan the 2023 Biden investigations. There is no Hunter Biden laptop. There is no Hunter Biden laptop. The computer guy who supposedly took the laptops is legally blind. The FBI agents, who he doesn't actually know the name of except for one first name, that computer guy, they took the laptops saying they were FBI, but with no information. Also said, if Hunter Biden comes to get these, to pick up his laptops, stall him, but let us know. And we'll bring him back within 24 hours. That sounds like the FBI. This guy copied whatever this Russian disinformation garbage was onto a hard drive. Ended up giving it to somebody who knew Giuliani. Giuliani took the hard drive and has made copies of copies with people putting things on and taking things off of it. And the original laptops, oh, well, this is something that was on it. That it's so beat up photocopy of something. Where's the original? Where's the laptop? Where are the laptops? This was 2-3 years ago. 2 years ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's at least 2 years. Where are the laptops? You can't take any of this stuff to court. None. Anyway, I told you guys about that yesterday, but I'll just keep. I'll mention it with less detail in future. But so these idiots, they held secret meetings in May. Yeah, way to have a secret meeting that I'm reading on it. Lindsay, didn't they beat that death 2 years ago? Oh, no, they're still going. But anyway, at the hearing on gun control, Judiciary Committee, Swalwell tweeted this morning, or was it yesterday? Well, Swalwell very recently tweeted that they were trying to come up with some kind of compromise on guns in the House Judiciary Committee. And the other side has been bringing up Hunter Biden. And Swalwell says they're not going to compromise. They're not going to. They're off on cloud cuckoo land is what they are. Three of Swords. The GOP, oh my gosh, how dare they come after us? That's what Samantha Bee said. She said when it comes to the Supreme Court, it comes to getting laws passed to protect people's rights. She said the Republicans will get rid of the filibuster the next time they have power. They will. So just do it now. Three of Pentacles. They were planning. Is the card of planning. You want what, where? This person's holding like a blueprint. This is on very shaky ground. Very, very shaky. So a person juggling trying to balance on one foot. And apparently, if you look closely enough at the water behind them, apparently there was an earthquake somewhere. 10 of Wands. just because you have untold hours of right-wing media talking about something doesn't make it real. Repeating something doesn't make it real. You need evidence. Queen of Pentacles, that's a group of them. That's a whole group of them. Temperance. They're not going to get into power. That's what they're talking about. I just don't get them getting into power. Now, the Republicans who are going to be in the House and the Senate are going to be more radical, because in the primaries, it's in not all, but in a lot of places, it's the more radical candidates who made it through the primaries. And they're in red districts, so like Marjorie Taylor Greene. So, but they're not. It's gonna be quite some time before the Republicans are in charge of the House or the Senate. So George is saying, I'll be glued to the TV once the hearings start. I'll be right here. I have the covers made. I've got social media images made that match the covers. I just need to give me the dates and the times. That will be my live stream for the day. I heard they'll be like 2 hours long each or something like that. I'll be here every time. Okay. Gary Atkins says the January 6th Select Committee on Tuesday, so day before yesterday, dismissed Jordan's list of demands as it issued a stern warning to comply with its subpoena by the end of next week. I heard it was by the 11th. Yeah, that makes sense. That's Saturday, a week from Saturday. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Alexandra is saying they said prime time, so that's 7 to 9. What they were saying was 8 p.m. Eastern, but again, all right. Here's a nice little let's hope 107. Let's say 107.45. 7:45. To which I say, yes, please. That's where we're starting. Yes, please. News. Census blunder may tip 2024 to the Democrats. There's a link in the description. Will 2024 overall go to the Democrats? Kim Hawkins, we have your popcorn ready? There'll be a lot of popcorn. I don't know if I'll be able to eat it all, though, unless I'm like eating my feelings. '24 tip towards Democrats. Ace of Wands. Far right. That's not Republicans. That's the far right. Coming out fighting. Sun card. Wheel of Fortune. This is extremism. This I hate to say it. Next to these cards, these are ones. This is the far right. That's my card of white supremacy. Ugh. That's what I think about. Sorry to be gross, but that's what I think about white supremacy. Bullpucky. Anyway, Wheel of Fortune. We've got to clean out the garbage, I guess. Oh, and even underneath that, I've got a Queen of Wands. It's all wand garbage and tick-tock. We need to clean out. Tick-tock, clean their clock. Wheezy Squeezebox says, my chickens are freaking out all freaking out over something. But they're chickens. Could be anything. A blue jay, a cat, shade of a hawk. Plus, it's trash day. Very upsetting. No, it's true. Trash day upsets my cats too. So. But they're chickens. 110 and a bit. Kelly had a question. 110, 15. Well, let's say 10:30. Whew, Kelly had a question. How can we convince current gun owners to support reasonable, responsible gun laws? Is that an avenue toward getting something done? How do we convince current gun owners to support something reasonable? We banned assault weapons for 10 years. We did. The world did not end. No one was coming for everybody's guns. It wasn't a slippery slope. All right, how do we convince gun owners? There are a lot who want reasonable stuff. Oh wow, cards right off the top. That's unusual. Elmanzi, then Sniffy repealed it. Surprise. It didn't expire? He actually repealed it? Why am I not surprised? 5 of Swords. Insult to injury. Michelle Mybell saying, not gun owners, radical gun owners. I'm a licensed gun owner and I agree with all regulations. Excellent. I'm not afraid of you. You're nice. You've always been nice. You seem like a very, very lovely person. 6 of Swords. Sun card. 2 of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Whoo! Is this topic going to help us in the midterms? Queen of Pentacles. They're over there on the right, on the Republicans who've taken NRA money and whatnot. They're over there just sitting pretty because they get millions. But this is a big rise of Democratic power, and that's what's coming midterms. And when I say big, it doesn't mean we're going to get these super majorities or anything like that. But I keep getting the rise of Democratic power. It's still rising. So, okay. Shockwave says, I'm a military veteran. I agree with sensible gun laws. Makes sense. And thank you for your service. Thank you. All right, 1:13:30. Jen Glenn had a question. Sorry about the noise outside. 1:13:30. A bill has been proposed to the House called the Protect Our Kids Act. It raises the purchase age to 21, puts restrictions on high-capacity magazines, safe storage requirements, aims to prevent gun trafficking and ghost guns, and will target the bump stock loophole. That's perfectly reasonable. There's nothing, dude, what's wrong with that? Will it pass? Not now. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised. We have to wait until we get more Democrats in. Now, if we can get Democrats back up to 60 members of the Senate and something comparable in the House, we can pass all kinds of good legislation, or even just moderately good legislation. At least things moving in the right direction. All right, so the bill proposed, Protect Our Kids Act. I'll let the cards answer this because Republicans aren't, it doesn't feel like they're acting in good faith. Five of Wands. Their constituents and the NRA and everybody else would just come after them if they did anything but push this bizarre party line. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, Aurora, I'm afraid I've got my questions for today. I think I have 17. I don't know if I can get to them. But if you put your question in just before I come on, I'm happy to add it to the list. Thank you. Oh, look, it's the Devil card. And there's the King of Swords. Empress, that's America. And Mothers. Knight of Wands, these are the jerks who fight for the NRA garbage. And Judgment. I'm getting these people being judged. Sorry. That's what I'm getting here. I've got Major Arcana. The depths of this depravity and corruption in America being judged. Far right fighting for their garbage, but we have to wait until we have more Democrats in power. It does not feel remotely like the Republicans are acting in good faith, I'm afraid. Catherine Rodriguez says that maybe what Gohmert was ranting about earlier this morning, blah, said Jefferson wanted to hold new bills for a year before passage. Thomas Jefferson? What? I did 117 and a bit. All right, 117. Let's say 30. 30? 20. Okay, Kristen brought a headline or asked a question. Oh, asked a question. On a day that included 60 separate shootings across the country, including a high school, a hospital, and a Walmart. Do I even want to finish the sentence? Yes, I do. Senator John Cornyn, is it just me or is this sentence going downhill quickly? Senator John Cornyn bragged about how gun control is, quote, not gonna happen, unquote. What will it take to make these lawmakers see reason? What's going to make them give up on Trump and the extreme radicalization in their party? Losing, being whomped, shellacked in the midterms in 2022 and the elections in 2024. If the Democrats are just wiping the floor with Republicans, Republicans will change their policies because they're already desperate and they're already trying to steal elections and all of this. And the more rejection they get for that garbage, there reaches a point where somebody goes, oh, maybe we can't do this. You think? Hermit. They're not listening. They're up in their rarefied air. Let's put it that way. Two of Pentacles. Six of Swords. Hierophant. Oh, this energy's awful. No. No. Nope. Nothing's going to make them see reason. And when they're saying things like, we'll come up with a compromise. Bullpucky. King of Cups. Lunacy. Howling at the moon. justice. States crazy. People who go shoot up hospitals or schools, they go to prison or they die. The law takes care of it. We'd have to actually, we're already having trouble with our base and getting people to vote. So no, we'll keep the government just the way it is. This is Biden saying this is madness. This is madness. They don't care. They don't care. People dying will not make a difference. They have to lose office. They have to lose the vote. That is the only chance they have of changing. It's the only chance they have. It's the only chance for safety in our country. I get it all the time. Alexandra, a sage crown for you to wear during readings. Ooh, I like it. There. Is there a flat side? Looking for a flat spot. There we go. All right. Cornyn, you're so awful. 121.30. Gretchen had a question. Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell seem to be playing least in sight. What are they up to? Oh, okay, Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell. What are they up to? I can look at that. Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell. What are you jerks up to? Lindsey Graham. At least Lisa Graham says nothing good. Mm-hmm. Mitch McConnell. Claw of death. Deborah Murphy says you need to add a hair clip. There we go. Hanged Man. I think they've both been in politics long enough to know that this might be a good time to keep their heads down. Between the shootings, between the hearings about to happen, and all of that, yeah. Graham. 7 of cups, 7 of swords, 10 of cups. Hearings. This is the hearings. Everything laid out just so. He's been trying to duck and dodge and what have you. He's also got worries about Georgia, where he was a part of that, trying to steal there. And the evidence, it's just all there. So he's a little concerned. McConnell. 4 of where bills go to die, the Grim Reaper. High Priestess, Emperor. He wants more far-right people on the Supreme Court. Yeah. Whatever they bring him, compromise. Nah. Keep your secrets. He wants the power. He wants to be majority leader in the Senate again. It's not a secret. Yeah, they're both they've just got their worries because they're, well, Graham was calling. Which state did Graham call? It's Georgia, wasn't it? And wasn't it? It's Ginny Thomas who called Arizona. Did Graham call Arizona? What states did Graham call? I can't remember. So, hello, Kathy. All right, 125. Question 15. Will China, Martin Winter wanted to know, will China attack Taiwan this year? If yes, will Russia help them? Will China attack Russia? Sorry. Will China attack Russia? Let's skip the Russia helping question because Russia is in no position to be helping. So will China attack Taiwan in 2022? They're looking very carefully at what's been happening with the West and Russia. They're looking at all the minutia. What kind of missiles is the West sending in? How are they being deployed? They're meticulously looking at what goes where. What is NATO doing? Taylor B, Georgia and Arizona. Thank you. Page of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Justice. They know the world would come down on them. Five of Swords. Oh, the Western world would. Thank you, Irma. Thank you. Temperance. I do have a Temperance card. And the King of Wands. Well, is it Xi Jinping? Is that his name? Emperor for life or whatever. President for life, I know, but he's like emperor. If you're president for life, you're no longer a president. Really, you're an emperor. Anyway, I got Temperance right here. I've got Justice here. I've got Temperance here. Are they planning for that possibility? Absolutely. There are some people in the Chinese military, long days looking at what's going on in Ukraine, down to the, every last toothpick. Insult to injury. They are insulted that Taiwan is not accepting their importance and grandeur and ownership. But I've got a Temperance here. Temperance card. So I don't think so. I'm not getting that. So, all right. Okay. I've done 15 questions, and honestly, I'm getting tired. So I'm going to call it for today. But I will be back tomorrow. I'm here 365 days of the year. You cannot get rid of me, try as you might. It's 1:43 p.m. here in Chicago. At 4 o'clock, I'll be over on the Book Art Media channel doing creative sprints. You are always welcome. Always happy to see you. And I don't make money from that. It's not even monetized. I'm just there. And I just want to encourage you. That's it. And it can be any kind of creative project, anything. So we just work on our own projects for 25 minutes, then spend 3 minutes just encouraging each other. Rinse and repeat. So that's in an hour and 15 minutes or so. And then I will be right back here tomorrow. All right. I'm looking forward to it. Spending time with you. Thank you. And thank you for the super chats. They make a big difference. Thank you. All right. Have a great rest of your day. You're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. There are. Okay. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.